Elsewhere now, the government maintains that the ban on planting maize in Nessuit area of Nakuru County is a preventative measure prompted by early intelligence reports, warnings of an apparent repeat in clashes should the maize crop be in plenty in the area. Bridget Gunner spent some time with Nessuit residents and files this report.
Eric Rono's 3-acre plot still has leftover maize stalks from the last harvest. He says his plans to return the crop this season were interrupted by a government directive a few weeks ago. Maize is one of the best performing crops here, but it has also brought with it death and anarchy before every harvest when the communities living here turn the fields into battlegrounds. In the most recent clashes last year, more than 20 people are said to have died and scores were injured. However, people here say the maize ban is threatening their livelihoods.
Mahindi ni uti ya mgongo wa wakulima hapa. Na tukikatazwa kupanda, nafikiria watoto wetu wataenda shule kwa sababu huwa ni tegemeo.
Sio mahindi ilifanywa hiyo ikilasha itokee, afanye suluhisho ingine. Lakini akisema atukataze nini, hii ugali ni kama wametunyonga.
People have been taking cows here to and fro, the other side or this other side. But we have never been told not to keep the cows because they will be stolen. The government have sent a lot of security to this area. Enough to make these clashes stop.
In its defense, the government says the ban is a well-informed move to curb the bloodbath that would have followed this year's harvesting season.
Part of our early warning mechanism that this case will be heard in July. So they're asking why July? Yeah, and that time we are very sure tensions are going to be very, very high. How are we going to manage this situation? And I'm happy, other than other people complaining, you go to the ground, there's an element of cooperation.
Following last year's intercommunal spat, Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i formed a special committee which included the Ministry of Lands to conduct an audit of the parcels in the area as well as issue title deeds to the residents as a long-term solution to the clashes. But this has since been halted after the courts granted the Ogia community stay orders.
We are very aware that no, we cannot just have a blanket ban on maize, given that it's a staple food. We may be looking at the security of the people, and then of course food insecurity. So we have to strike a balance. In every case of insecurity, there are people who suffer, but there are others who benefit. So we wanted to flag out those who benefit from chaos and get them out of that place. But that process has been hampered by court cases.
By and large, this area where we are at right now in Sigoteke, all the way to Nessuit and Mariashoni is calm. A calm the government hopes to maintain throughout this year by banning the growing of maize. For some farmers, they say they will not plant anything because they hope the government will change its mind. But for others, they've been able to comply and plant the seasonal crops that the government wants them to plant. It is a temporary security measure that hopefully will end the violence in this area that always occurs whenever the maize crop is just about to be harvested.